Good morning, students. Here I am going to start new chapter of English Reader, class 4th, chapter number 6, Gullivers in the land of Lilliput. So before this chapter, you must have read the previous chapter of this story. So Gullivers in the land of Lilliput is Gulliver's it is the second part which is taken from Gulliver's Travel, and this is the autobiography of the writer. In the Gulliver's Travel, now when the Gullivers reached at the shore of an ocean, so what happened next? Let's see in this story. I must have slept for about 9 hours, for when I woke up it was daylight. I tried to get up, but I couldn't move. My arms and legs were tied to pegs fastened into the ground. Thin, strong cords were tied across my body and attached to pegs in the ground. My long hair was spread out and tied down in the same manner. So, here, when Gullivers reached at the shore of an ocean on the time that he just slept. When he woke up in the morning, so what he felt? He felt that all over his body just fastened with cords and just fastened with pegs also. So let's see what happened next. In next page, all I could do was to stare upwards at the sun, blinking to ease the pain on my already strained eyes. Suddenly, I heard strange noises around me, but I couldn't move to find out what they were or where they are coming from. So, when he wanted to just open his eyes, but because of the rays of sun, his eyes was blinking hard, and he was listening some voice around him, but he just not aware about that from this voice is coming from which side. The next moment I felt something alive moving on my leg. It progressed over my stomach and onto my chest, stopping just below my chin. Progressed, it means it's climbing. I lowered my eyes downward as much as I could, hoping to see what sort of insect was crawling on me. Then I suddenly gasped. Why, it's a human creature, barely 6 inches tall. So, in the next moment, Gullivers just felt that something is climbing on his body. When he just looked on his body downward, then what he saw? He saw only the 6 inches tall human creature was climbing on his body. So he totally got wondered to see this type of human being. Next, this creature had a bow and arrow in his hands and was followed by 40 more creatures like him. I was so surprised that I let out a frightful roar. All the creatures ran helter skelter and jumped off my body in terror. Frightful, it means scared, terrible, and terror, it means fear. So, this creature had bow and arrow. It means that creature which climbed on his body had a bow and an arrow. Okay. And when the Gulliver was totally surprised to see that such type of creature, And when he just roared by fear, then all the creatures around him also scared, and then they just ran here and there and jumped off from his body also. Next, after some time, they gathered courage and climbed back onto my body. This time, one of them even clambered onto my chin to get a closer look at me. He let out a screech of excitement, Yanka Diggle. So, after some time, some Lilliputians just take some courage and clamber on his chin and to closer look at him, that he has not been saint. Okay, so they screech Hyanka Diggle. Again they screech Hyanka Diggle, repeated the crowd after him. I didn't give too much attention to their words. I was more concerned with setting myself free. My twisted and turning and pulling and pushing. I managed to pull out the pegs that were holding my left arm down. With one arm free, I was able to free my hair and turn my head to the right. So, in this para, Gulliver did not give the attention of their crowd, of their screaming voice. Okay, he was just concerned about to setting himself free from the pegs. So when he just setting free from his left side, so he can able to turn his head from right side. So next, they were cries of panic. Panic, it means sudden uncontrollable fear, anxiety. The little creature, and suddenly 100 of tiny arrows hit my left hand, pricking me like hundreds of needles. When arrows began striking my face, I groaned with pain and raised my left hand to protect myself. Groaned, it means cried hard. They also started jabbing spears at my side, poking roughly. With jabbing, it means that a sharp stick which has a pointed needle of iron. Okay, so luckily for me, my jacket was thick and prevented me from getting severely injured. So what happened next? When the Lilliputs saw him that he was getting up, so they started screaming, and all the soldiers of Lilliput started hitting bow and arrows towards the Gulliver. So they started pricking the jabbing spears also. So because of his coat, he just prevented from that jabbing spears, and by hitting arrows on his face, he just groaned with great pain. Next, I thought to myself that the wisest thing to do lie still until night. So I stopped struggling and the arrows stopped coming. But soon I heard another loud noise near my right ear. It was like a banging, like people at work. I turned as much as I could and saw about 50 of creatures setting up a platform a foot and a half above the ground. So what happened in this para? So then he thought, so it's better to lie on the ground to getting up. because if I struggle, then they're hitting hundreds of arrows towards me. After that, a loud noise coming. So, what is the loud noise? So, this loud noise was about the for the king. Okay, and they just setting up a platform to the ground, half of the ground near to him. Next, in the middle was an important looking man. In the middle was an important looking man, it means king. He made a long speech looking in my direction, and of course I didn't understand a word of it, but I could tell from the tone of his voice that some words were threats, others promises, and still others reassurance, especially when he pointed all around and repeated over and over Lilliput, Lilliput, so that the king just converged to Gulliver, and he just told to the Gullivers some promises also, some reassurance also, and some threats also. Though Gulliver didn't understand a single bit of language of that king. But after every speech, the surrounded people just repeated Lilliput, Lilliput. So now, by just banging off this word Lilliput, Lilliput, Gullivers understood that that is a Lilliput world, and I am in Lilliput world. So I was in place called Lilliput, though I had never heard of such a country or seen it on a map. I tried to answer the important looking man and tell him that I was a friend and meant no harm. I even raised my eyes and hands to heaven to make my promises stronger. The last time I had eaten was hours before the ship sank. So I had to show these people that I was hungry, and I did it by putting my fingers into my mouth as I spoke. So now when Gulliver understood that he was in land of Lilliput, and after that he just make some promises by sign language to the king, and just show his finger to his mouth that he was hungry, to show that he was hungry. Gulliver was hungry. And the next, the great Hergo, as I later learned, this important lord was called, understood my signs, and shouted out orders to the crowd below. 100 little people immediately placed ladders at my sides and climbed up on my body with basket full of meat and bread, which they dumped into my mouth. This was the food that their emperor had ordered as soon as he had received word of my arrival. So, the great Hergo, it means the great generosity, is that important man, that king, just understood Gulliver's signs and just ordered their crowd to immediately arrange all the eatable things and drink for Gulliver. When I signaled that I was also thirsty, they rolled a barrel up a ladder and across my chest. Then they poured a delicious liquid that tasted like wine, but their barrel was only equal to a cup. And after they had given me a second barrel, they showed me that they had no more. So, after eating a lot of food, Gulliver just signaled that he was thirsty also. On that time, that they just rolled a barrel up a ladder and across his chest and poured the delicious liquid into his mouth, and that liquid is just tasted like a wine. But that barrel is just a cup for cup of a wine for Gulliver. And the second barrel they also given to the Gulliver. But after, when Gulliver wanted more, then they showed they have no more. Next, I was grateful these little creatures. They had treated me generously. So Gulliver said that he was grateful to these little creatures and their generosity. So this Gulliver's travel story is adapted from Gulliver's Travel by Jonathan Swift. The writer himself wrote his autobiography. I hope you have understood the story. Now, the question and answers part. This question and answers part, I have and I written here. This is your question and answer part, which is already written. And next, some antonyms of the following words: familiar, strange. These antonym words you have to take out from the story. Nearby, far off, calm, peace, strong, weak, assembled, scattered, energized, exhausted.